fishing. Every game that's not about fishing has a minigame for it. And that's fine. It helps developers with habituation in their games. Which means that as the main gameplay loop stimulates you less, minigames like fishing give you something else to do without logging off. So in theory, fishing minigames are great. They offer a break from the main gameplay loop, a new mechanic for you to learn and practice, and often come with rewards. But my issue with these minigames isn't the premise, it's the implementation. Why are these mechanics always so unimaginative and bland? Here's Torchlight 2 for example. It's simple to understand, no tutorial is needed, but come on, just look at this. Big circle becomes small, then you click. Yes, I do understand they are mini games, but you can add some depth into it without overcomplicating it. Minecraft, Terraria, Raft, even No Man's Sky, you just wait for the bobber to dip underwater, press the use key as soon as it happens and you catch a fish. I don't think that can even be considered a minigame at that point, so here's one I made myself. It's a bit of an eyesore, I know. Just imagine this in Terraria or something similar. Very simple, the entire premise is juggling between reeling the fish in and giving it some slack when it flails, which would eventually break the line. There can be different flail patterns per fish to spice it up, as well as rod upgrades and line upgrades to make it easier to catch. I made this in less than 2 hours in Godot, and it uses a little over 100 lines of code and is inherently more interesting than a lot of fishing in AAA titles. I've been so fueled by malice, however, that I've ignored some good examples, one of course being Stardew Valley. It is a simple yet unique idea, and I love that each fish has its own movement pattern that you can learn. Animal Crossing, whilst actually catching the fish is just a bland reaction test, has a cool mechanic where you need to cast your line in front of the fish. You can also scare the fish away by running near them, or pulling out of the water directly when the fish is going for the bait. In Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, there is no fishing rod, but fish do spawn around and swim. This allows for some creative ideas for how to fish, like whistle fishing or electrified arrows being a few fun ideas. And shout out to What Designs for an interesting spear fishing minigame. Is my game with one button too complex for you? Here's a new minigame I made with 0 buttons. All you need to do is tug on the fish in the opposite direction it is swimming, and dodge the waves that come from it. The closer the mouse is, the more progress you make, but requires sharper reflexes to avoid the attacks. I'm sure I could think of and code a lot more of these, but I'm also sure you get the point. What fishing minigames do you enjoy? Let me know in the comments.